Now, the main reason we brought you on here today, Nix, LA show, NEMOPHILA, were your eardrums plummeted? Were they blown out during that show?
Oh man, I was good. Like I said earlier, I was up on the rail, but I was like far stage right. Like if I was I could look directly at Saki, but there was like one of those like light riggings or sound rigging thing structures right in front of me.
Hmm.
But the sound was fine. They sounded good. I'm not gonna lie, it smelled like the third day of an anime convention up front. Some pretty funky people up there.
What does that smell like?
Oh, bro.
So the listeners have some idea what the smell.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't exceptionally, it was warm, but it wasn't like crazy hot.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it was, yeah, it was a little ripe up front, but we
Mm.
suffer for our art. It was a
We
good
suffer
set.
for art.
I like that.
So
We
what
do
he's
suffer for
saying is,
art.
please take a shower before going to these shows, okay, guys?
Yeah, I got to be honest though. You walk into one of these places. How many people were at that LA show? What is that? Was that a bigger venue?
So that was the Echoplex. Echoplex holds 750, 800, but it didn't sell out. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know how, honestly, I don't know because I was up front. I don't know how deep it was. It was pretty close to full, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it was an actual sellout or not.
So when I looked up at the one for New York, it was also said that it wasn't a sellout. There were still tickets available beforehand. But the line to get into the building wrapped around the entire place. So I couldn't believe that it wasn't actually a sellout. But I'll tell you what, man, these places smell even with nobody in them. Like that's where I was going with that.
Right.
After just years of all of these smelly ass metalheads, I'm including myself in that. Don't worry, other metalheads.
I was about to say with a name like Captain Dusty Farce, I'm assuming you contributed to that funky smelling people.
Right, but like you walk into these there's no, there's not enough bleach in the world to make them smell good ever again.
Now, all you got to do is you go down to CVS, you get 2 cans of Axe spray, and just wipe the line out as they're going in.
Yeah.
One of these bad boys right here.
There you
You
go.
a shower on the go.
I keep that stuff. That's part of my survival kit for being for Dawn Patrol. I keep some stuff like that just to freshen up before I go in. And I gotta take the shine off the head too,
Yeah.
messing up all the fan cams.
So as far as sound, how did it go? What were your favorite songs?
You know what? I got everything I expected. I kind of wish Rollin' Rollin' wasn't in the medley, but I get it. They gave Mayu a nice little break. But having never heard it live, Night Flight was so much fun, dude, to do the dance with him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. That was really good.
That was a blast. Yeah, I think that was the most fun.
Yeah, that was really good. It's weird, like, from going from like bandmate changes to setup, they kept the same set, I believe, throughout everything. So you probably got the Trooper also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
They did a good job with that, and everybody was doing. Those of us who know all the lyrics, there's a couple of people around me that were actually singing the song while they were doing the vocal lines on guitar, and of course everybody's doing the whoa.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I wanted to hear Hypnosis so bad. So when I heard it in the medley, I was like,
yeah.
I was so sad. That's our next cover, Dakota cover, and I'm like, oh, I wanted it. It's one of my favorite songs. I got Style. Style and Hypnosis are like my two favorite NEMOPHILA songs. They're just so good. Yeah, I like them. You don't like Style? What? You don't like it? Why don't you like it?
It was cool live. It's a little too rappy for me.
Styles got a bit of that Limp Bizkit flair to it.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It's grown on me. I will say that. Unlike, everybody knows my start over take. Start over has never really grown on me. I've softened to it, but Style has actually grown on me. But Hypnosis live would be amazing. That was another one that I'm like, I heard that in the middle and I'm like, oh, why couldn't
I was a little bummed about that too.
Yeah.
There was a couple of songs in there that I thought they would actually play the full thing of, because I just, like, in my mind, it's like these are their top songs or whatever. And Hypnosis was one of them for me also. But I thought Style sounded fantastic, and Style was not my favorite song. Style was far from my favorite NEMOPHILA song. before I saw it live, and now it's one of my favorite NEMOPHILA songs because they just took this like, listen, that song, that concert was heavy as fuck, bro. It was one of the heaviest concerts I've ever gone to. I've seen just a bajillion death metal bands, bro, and this was as death metal gets. The way that they have their instruments set up and how loud it is and how brutal it sounds. So when Style came up, it was kind of like a nice reprieve, you know. I was like, okay, we get to take it down for a notch here, hear a little bit of melody. I think, and she still sounded really good.
See, for me, Style's such a unique song. The way that they do it, yeah, it has new metal vibes, but like when that solo comes in, like all like staggering, just the way that it's done, it's so masterful. I think it's one of their best written songs, just the way it's done, because it's so unique, super catchy, and you're just like, you can't really tell where it's going. But I can see why the rap would turn some people off. I'm a secret rap fan, so like I appreciate it. I like the mix of it, of all that stuff. So, but then again,
the chorus the chorus is super tasty, man. Is the
yeah.
And the guitar riff is still brutal during that chorus too. I love the second verse. That's my favorite part of that song, where it's like, because the first verse she's rapping, but she's rapping over that kind of like almost like Linkin Park acoustic style. Like I don't even know what you call it. It's not really a riff. It's like a boo doo doo boo doo doo doo, which she's rapping over in the first one. But then in the second one, because they have already gone into the distortion, that clean is out, and they're just doing this kind of like dun dun dun, you know, while she's rapping over that, and I love that part.
Yeah. Well, and then NEMOPHILA just came out with this music video I got showing on here. They just covered "Walk" by the Foo Fighters. Have you guys checked that song out yet?
You know what? I saw that come up, but I have not watched it yet.
Yeah.
I've just been super busy. I recorded a video yesterday and I finished editing this morning. I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to check it out with the band tonight. I haven't heard it yet. So now I've seen the video, but I haven't heard it yet. I thought I would mention that to you guys if you guys didn't know. I thought it was cool that they still dropped something in the middle of their like touring and stuff. So that was cool. She has like a whole beard on and everything. She looks so silly. I love NEMOPHILA, man. They're like one up there. I keep telling everyone they're gonna take Maximum Hormone's place because Maximum Hormone can't put out fucking music anymore. So like I'll still love Maximum Hormone. It's still one of my favorites, but you know, if you're not putting out music, it's like time to move on.
NEMOPHILA is one of the coolest bands in the world right now. I will fight anybody that doesn't say that.
Let me go obsess over another band that's doing shit currently, you know? But
you know, yeah, Nemo's up there for me. Not my probably top 5, but I'll tell you right now, the one who's never be number one. Bandmate's always gonna be number one. But if anybody could dethrone Aldius, and like with you and Maximum the Hormone, Aldius has just been on hiatus for so damn long. Yeah, it's these guys right here. Can we see that?
Yeah, I can't see it. What's the name? I wanted to I was going to ask you about them actually today. But before we go to talk about them, anything else about the NEMOPHILA concert you want to mention to anybody?
No, maybe in comparison, because when you and I saw them at the Whiskey, one, I think they were sharper than they were at the Whiskey, and the crowd was better this time.
Yes.
It was just that's a band crowd feedback loop cannot be underrated, man. It's our responsibility to go nuts, and it's their responsibility to make us go nuts. And if one of them falls apart on their side, that it breaks the whole thing up. It doesn't work. And the Whiskey was kind of like that. And I know that's kind of spicy for a lot of people. No, the Whiskey show was great. I'm like, dude, I was in the back of the room, and after 2 rows back, the crowd was dead. Just was.
But there was also some like a pandemic still happening with that, right?
The Dells.
We were mask free.
See,
weren't you not allowed to like do certain things?
We weren't allowed to do it. We couldn't mosh. Remember? We got yelled at. We couldn't even.
But that's a Whiskey policy. That's not a band thing or a COVID thing. That's just you don't mosh at the Whiskey.
I gotta say though, Dallas and Whiskey was better than Dallas. Dallas was okay, but because the sound was so bad, that's why I like the Whiskey better, because they put the bass in to the point where it was like distorting, and it was just like, this is crazy. I don't care. I know
I had a broken fucking speaker, bro.
A lot of people are saying it was fine, and I'm like, you guys are nuts. Like, to me, it was not fine. I guess some people's eardrums are already gone, so maybe it was good volume for them. But yeah,
New York was perfect, guys. I just got to throw that out. New York was perfect. I fully admit it was one of the loudest shows I've ever been to. Okay.
Yeah.
But I am not saying that as a negative. It was super cool. Like, I felt like I was watching the heaviest band that I'd ever seen before. For more Gaijin goodies like you just saw, be sure to subscribe to the Gaijin Guys podcast and turn on all notifications to be part of the live stream every Sunday. You can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, etc. You can find even more exclusive content and reactions on our Patreon, patreon.com/Gaijin Guys. I'll see you there. Adios.